Hi, welcome to Tyne Valley Motorhomes. I'm Callum and this is the handover on the 2013 VW Campervan. So as we walk down the driver's side, just underneath the sidebar, we've got a little grey pipe here which is your wastewater pipe from your kitchen cold water fed tap. So if you just put a bucket or a waste master under here, all the water or anything that you put down a plug hole will collect in there, and then you'll be able to decant this to your waste disposal site on your campsite. And then at the back you've got your hookup points. This is where you connect two 30 volt into the vehicle. So lift the collar, expose the connection and slide on. Always hook the camper up first, then the power source, and do it in reverse order when unhooking. And then next to it you've got your fresh water intake. So using the key, it's a lockable cap, and then you go and buy yourself a hose pipe with some hose pipe connections, either one of them collapsible hoses or a normal hose. Put your hose pipe into there, connect to the tap on site and fill until it overflows or until you're happy you've got enough water on board. Then you can lock this cap. And then on the back you've got rear parking distance sensors on the bottom, the bike rack, so wheels on there, these through the crossbars, then put some sort of bike lock around the bike rack just to stop your bikes from being stolen if you leave the vehicle unattended. On the back windows you've got blackout blinds, so there's just two press studs which you just press on there and they will shut the curtains off. Storage in here, gas locker, and as you can see there you've got a camping gas 907 bottle on there. So to turn, you just screw the bottle onto the regulator, as it's a threaded regulator, and then what you do is you'd use the red stopper to turn the bottle on and off. Always drop the bottle in and turn it off before you travel, and then to release you just unscrew the bottle should the bottle become empty and go and buy yourself another camping gas 907 gas canister. Got storage underneath here, and you'll notice this is your toolkit. So it's got a jack and a brace and a tow and eye in. It's the VW toolkit, and there's your Propex heater which I'll show you inside. So once that Propex heater is on, under here gets warm, so if you want to store extra bedding in here or clothing you can do. And then coming down the passenger side you've got your fuel in here. So no need for a key, just unscrew that and fill with fuel. You can turn your passenger airbag off here with the key if you're putting a car seat or a child seat in the front. And your bonnet release is just next to the accelerator pedal on the other side. It's just in here in the top corner. So pull that to release your bonnet. So at the back you have your weight plate, so 3 ton gross vehicle weight, 4.9 ton train weight. So if you put a tow bar on and tow with a van, you can tow 1900 kilograms behind the vehicle. You've got your brake fluid, your power steering fluid, your engine coolant, or should I say no, your engine oil, your oil dipstick, your coolant and your screen wash. And then here you've got your battery, so you've got your positive terminal and your negative terminal. So should you ever need to charge the battery with a trickle charger, you can put on here, or if you need to jump start off the battery. So once inside the vehicle, you've got your main control panel here, right next to your grille. So you've got your master switch here which turns the vehicle on and off. Should you be hooked up, you'll get 230 volts. Should you not, you'll just get 12 volt off your leisure battery. So turn on. Then always make sure that you're on battery L, which means you're on the leisure battery. If you're on battery V, you're using the van battery. Obviously you can see the level of your van battery. but you wouldn't want to kill your van battery and then go to start it and it not in the engine not to start. So always make sure that you're on battery L, which is the leisure battery, which is the designed battery to use for the camper. And then you've got your lights and you've got your pump for your cold water fed tap there. So make sure the pump's on. Obviously make sure you've got enough water on board first, because if you don't have the pump on, you'll get no water through. You've got your light switch for your under cabinets in your kitchen. And then with your Propex heater, so you go down, so on the top is off, the second button is just a recirculation fan, but you've got a little gas flame at the end. So if you turn down to, you've got the gas flame, which is the heat, and then you can choose your heat, and as you can hear there, the fan's kicked in. You've got an outlet there. If you just allow it 5 minutes or so until the gas heats the element up, it'll then start blowing. So in the kitchen area, you do have 2 lit gas rings on the hob. Allow these to cool before you put the glass lid down. And then below you've got your grill, which is lit there. Your heating's getting warm there, so it does just take about a couple of seconds or a couple of minutes to get warm, and then it'll start blowing through warm with the gas bottle. You've got storage under here. A handy drawer which you can put a cutlery tray in. And then your fridge. So as it's a 12-volt compressor fridge, make sure that your battery is fully charged or has enough charging for your fridge to work, because this is just off the leisure battery as well. Obviously when you're hooked up, it does charge your leisure battery. And then you can go 1 to 7 is your temperature here. 0 is the fridge turned off. And then when you're not using the camper, if you just clean your fridge out and then just leave the door ajar, it'll stop any bacteria and mold growing in the fridge, as it'll have a circulation of air in and out to stop that from happening. If it was to be closed, obviously the air will be trapped, and that's when you will get smells and bacteria growing in your fridge. You've got your table here, which is just strapped around the back of the passenger seat, and that just does go onto this rail here, so you can have the table if you're traveling 2 people in the back, or you can have it stored away. And then you've got your overhead storage, so you've got 2 cupboards there for storage and a little one above. And in here you've got your gas isolation shut off taps here, but any problems with gas, turn the bottle off to be safe. And then you've got your EC550 unit, which is your power supply unit, so you've got all your 12-volt fuses this side and all your trip switches this side. So should the vehicle trip on mains electric, try here before you try your main site. And then should you be away and you're not, and one of your 12-volt appliances isn't working, such as your ignition, your fridge, your lights, you can go to here, and if you carry some spare fuses, you can pick the fuse out, see if it's blown, and replenish the fuse. And your water tank is just underneath the wardrobe, so you've got access from the top, but you don't really need that as you fill from outside. So to make your rock and roll bed into a bed from the travelling seats, get this handle, just lift it, lift the whole section and slide, and then there you have your double bed. In the back, in the bag there is your silver screens, which are external silver screens to black the carb out. And then when you're ready to put it back to a bed, to a seat, grab behind the headrests, or pull the seat belt and push, lift right back until it clips in, and just give it a test that it's not going to slide forward, and there you have your rock and roll bed conversion. So to put the roof down, you've got your bedboard here. You need to fold that down first. And then what you need to do is, you've got 2 straps on the front and 2 handles. So you pull the handles first, pulling the roof down. Open the door helps sometimes to release the pressure in the canvas. Pull all the canvas in so it doesn't get trapped between the roof and the shell of the van. And then you can fold it back like so. And then what you want to do is pull it down, tighten your strap up, on both sides, and then with the excess strap, once you have tightened the roof down, if you just go around a few times adding a few extra ties down into the roof so it's got added security, and then you do exactly the same with this side, and then you're ready to travel. But always have a look outside and make sure that the roof is securely fastened down before you start traveling. So now in the cab, which is based on the T5 VW, you've got your electric driver and passenger windows. This locks the doors and unlocks the doors on an evening, all doors with it being a van conversion. And then you've got your heated mirror button in the middle, or you've got your left and right, and you can adjust your wing mirrors. Off, side lights, headlights, pull it out for rear fog lights. You've got your headlight adjustment here, so 1 to 3 to adjust the height of your headlight. You've got your wipers, and then you've got your indicators, but it's also fitted with cruise control. So on the top you've got off, cancel or on. So turn it on, and then you've got up and down. You've got set, so you'd press down once you get to the desired speed and that'll set it. And then you can go up the speed and down the speed, or if you've got to cancel it, you can just press up, and where it says res, it'll resume to the last speed set before the engine was turned off. 5-speed manual gearbox with lift the collar into reverse and hear the beep, that is your parking sensors. Handbrake between the 2 seats like it is in a car. Distribution, so face, feet, screen, where you want the air to go to, your fan speed and your temperature. And then you do have a aircon button, so it must be on at least 1 or more for the aircon to come on, which is this button here, and your recirculation button. This turn, if you press and hold, this will turn off your traction control, and then you've got start stop. So start stop will only work under certain factors, that the air conditioning and the temperature climate control isn't on, that the battery has good enough charge in it and nothing's draining charge from the battery. Your start stop will work, but if you don't want it to work, you can turn it off. And you've got a Jvc radio here, so if you press this button here, it'll turn it on, but always remember to turn it off. So press and hold, because if you get out and turn the engine off, this will still be on and it'll drain your battery. So just press here and you'll be able to turn it off. So you can press source, so FM, AM, DAB, Bluetooth audio, so you can connect your phone, and you want to find this code on your device, and that's the model number of the head unit, and you'd connect that. And then you can scroll through your channels and press 1 to 6 to save your favourite radio stations. Or you've got auxiliary there and a USB this side. Lockable top glove box, nothing on the bottom, just a net storage and a cigarette lighter. And then you've got your hands-free microphone for your hands-free on your radio when connecting through Bluetooth. And then, like I've said, to black the carb out, you've got silver screens which are external, so lift your wipers up and put them on down put them back down once you've put the silver screen on, and then it'll clip in on the corners of the door on both sides, and then shut your doors, and that'll keep you nice and warm in the winter, and it'll reflect the heat in the summer months. So lifting the base off your double cab seat, you've got 3 bolts. If you release these, they'll allow the seat to turn around so the front of the seat is facing into the back of the van when you're pitched. So what you do is release them, pop it into gear, release the handbrake, because the handbrake does get in the way when turning it, and then push it forward and slowly slide it round. You'll get the hang of it, and then you'll be able to face the seat into the back. But always remember, before you do start travelling, that you tie these down. If you're struggling to get the holes lined up, if you just pull the bolt out fully, you'll be able to see the hole when you move the seat around, and then you'll be able to screw them in. And you've also got some awning tie down straps on this one. So these are storm straps for your awning, but always recommend with your awning that you bring it in on an evening or when you leave the van unattended, because you don't know what the wind, and don't use it in wind speeds any more than 50 miles an hour, and your rail is just along the top there.